Let's go out there and take care of business.
And he's doing everything he can to get his team keyed up and amped for the game. It's the land of mission control, Houston, Texas, where the Rockets are ready to engage in an interconference showdown. Buckle yourselves in, everybody. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and here with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan. Our starting lineups will look to continue their winning streak.
Checking out Chicago, the way they started the season, they'd have you thinking they were one of the favorites coming in instead of the exact opposite.
And let's just say they were not one of them.
Well, you watch the way Parsons moved, and you see how quickly he's able to...
And across the board in that game, they just shot the lights out. They had a fantastic offensive night.
Yeah, rarely do you see a team get that hot. In total, I mean, everybody was knocking them down. They were spraying it.
21-9 against the conference, and Steve, it was one of the better marks in the West.
Yeah, it was the same win total as the Clippers and Thunder, who both won their divisions. So only the Spurs and Grizzlies did better in that way.
Derrick Rose out of the lane. He added, you know he's come a long way as an outside shooter, but he's a pick-your-poison type of player. We can't let him get into the paint. Makes sense, Kevin.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. This is the first season matchup for them against this Rockets team.
0-2 in the season series last year, so this is an opponent that has given them some trouble.
Boozer fires. It's good. This time the assist from Sure will be probably in their minds, Clark, as they enter this game.
Well, I think, Kevin, when you're a team as good as they are, you remember all the losses, especially the teams you know you're supposed to handle.
And the Bulls, another three. Now here's Camby. Here's Harden on the wing. They need this. Good. Harden's got 9 points.
Yeah, it took them no time to answer back on that possession.
Rose passes to Clutch. On the wing, Dang. Left side, Dang. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Clutch. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the way up. And that one's good.
Harden, attention he gets. He's a very private and reserved person. Has a lot of respect amongst his teammates because he just handles himself with such class.
Rebounding's good.
The time for the ball. Here's Jones. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Pass to Butler. Here's Clutch, guarded by Harden. Here's Clutch. 8 points for him. Here's Muhammad, and he uses the glass on the layup. Muhammad's got his rebound.
He's got to be relentless.
And here's Harden for 3. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks.
Bang. He'll string together 3 or 4 shots in a row and just take over the game.
And you know what else, Steve? Watching him run the pick and roll is like watching poetry in motion. I mean, this guy has that basic.
And that's a direct result of having a game plan every night, being well coached, disciplined, and really working hard and being unselfish. You know, you've got to drop that in.
Yeah, you got to make that one. I mean, that's a high-quality shot you should make 9 out of 10 times.
He kicks it to Camby. Back to Harden. 16 feet away, and the jumper falls for him. Harden's
how they played at home. They were very tough to beat in Houston.
Here's Clutch. He's got 8. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. From deep, Rose. That's good. He's got 9.
That's the kind of attack, the kind of style that can really bring a friendly crowd and bring them to their feet. And I thought the Houston fans got more and more animated as the season went on.
And that one's good.
Petty things to get to me, it affects my teammates and we lose games. I've got to do a better job of keeping my composure, to affect the game and not let the game affect me. Guys, he's made strides, but he's got to continue to put that perspective into action.
Well, Doris, interesting how from the point.
Yeah, you know, you're right. For him to be providing the individual scoring he has, as well as keeping all his teammates so involved in the offense, that's a hard job, and it's an ideal combination for a point guard.
The Bulls leading by 5. Here's Clutch. 10 points for him. from outside the arc. Another three for Chicago.
They've been out.
57 seconds left now here in the second. Back to Heinrich. 5 to shoot. Drains the 19-footer. Heinrich's got a shot.
But we got to give him some time to just get his confidence and find his game again.
And that one's good. And the Bulls with
another little bump up.
Boy, I tell you, they've got to be feeling better and better about this game.
And here's Brooks. His last outing, he had 8 points. In low to Campbell. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks. Brooks has got 4 assists in the game. And there's the pass to Clutch. Gibson with the screen on lead. Here's Clutch. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so we wrap up the first half. It's the Bulls up by 8.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
And it's been a great game out in Houston. Thanks for joining us. Chicago with the lead against Houston. They're off to a pretty good spot. They're sitting second in the conference. Clutch putting on a clinic against the defense of the Rockets. Hard to find any fault with what he's done offensively, knocking down over 50% of his shots in that half. And midway through, the Rockets are still alive. Hard to find a lot to like about their performance so far. They'll need to pay much better attention in the second half to the details. The details. A tough start for Aaron Brooks. Dreadful from the field. He hasn't connected on any of his shots. That's it for me here in the studio. Time to send you back out to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the start of the third quarter.
Are refreshed and ready to go here as well. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
He is a dynamic.
Clutch out there with Derrick Rose. And it's Noah in at the 5, roaming the paint. Harden kicks to Parsons. The dish to Camby. Soft touch off the glass.
And that's an easy layup for him.
Clutch the pass to Boozer. Here's Clutch. Yes! And the foul. That's on Aaron Brooks. Well, back to the Bulls, and even without Rose, I think the team made a big statement, Steve, with how they played in the postseason. They should.
The Bulls have essentially been without Rose in their playoff run due to injury. And so I think Chicago fans are kind of wondering what exactly the reason.
Here's the feed to Boozer. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Brooks dishes to Parsons. Harden outside. And another three for Houston.
Talk about 6. They'd be able to force that final 7th game and maybe pull off the upset, but it wasn't meant to be.
Harden kicks to Brooks. Feeds it to Jones. Kicks it out to Harden. Trains the three-pointer. Harden's got
Down on him, Steve. He's knocking him down.
Well, going back to the Rockets in the postseason, a lot of people have them picked to get steamrolled. But Steve, they put up a...
This year, I think they're one of the scariest teams in the conference.
Here's Dang. A strong finish under heavy pressure.
It's really costing them. I mean, the last 5 baskets at that end have been on very easy looks.
And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point limit.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Harden the pass to Brooks. And it's all evened up. Brooks has got side Rose. Here's Clutch. 18 points for him. And stolen by Garcia. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. They get the rebound for the lead. Garcia's shot is good. And guys, what a season, Steve. Top 20 in minutes played, and he was more effective in his minutes. He really utilized every one of them. Yeah, improved his shooting on the wing. Dang. 6 to shoot. Clutch the pass to Rose. Makes the lead pass. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down. Get some hang time to do that.
Yeah, you got to rise and levitate.
Suspend yourself.
Yeah, levitate.
And glide. And glide. You got to glide in and reverse it home. So sweet.
Clutch.
You know, as soon as that steal was made, it was over. That was
checked in for Taj Gibson. Rose attacking. He passes to Clutch. Kicks to Butler. Passes it to Clutch. Pass to Rose. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
You know, skill level at that power forward position, the ability to face up and drive. He can shoot it a little bit from the outside. Very intriguing young player.
Clutch. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Excellent ball move
By Houston.
You know, they haven't been able to open up a big lead, but the rebounds are starting to add up for them. They may be able to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, they've been doing the dirty work before it's all said and done this season. That's exactly where it might end up, at the top of the list. Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
And a dunk to finish it off. Rebounds in the game.
You know, as the Bulls have been one of the tougher teams the last few seasons, they've done it through dominating the glass and tough defense. Had some injuries to deal with last year, but at the core, this is a defensive-minded team. That's why they're always competitive.
He's very savvy in traffic. When he gets inside, has a kind of an uncanny way of shielding himself from contact and finding a way to finish at the rim.
And here's another thing I've noticed.
Those extra possessions are just so valuable. And it's no surprise, really, the way this team hits the boards.
Pass to Clutch. Beautiful buzzer beater.
Just in time. Woo-hoo-hoo, Kevin. They're firing on all cylinders. That shot caps a nice run going into the final quarter.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Brooks, and it's Cambion at the center position. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Here's Clutch, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
He's been working some magic out there today, guys. This lead has been largely his making.
Basketball, but up against the Western Conference, they just didn't quite have the same punch. Got beat up pretty good out west.
That's good.
So just kind of ran into reality, and they didn't have enough talent to deal with some of those Western teams.
Offensive rebound. Noah, and it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
An 8-rebound advantage like the one they have.
And that's certainly been the case today. Their rebounding has made a huge difference.
Harden gets to Brooks. Connects from three-point range. Leading by 14. Rose dishes to Dang. Passes it to Clutch. Outside Rose. Snell. Back to Rose. Fade away. And good on the basket. Book it. And the Bull back to Harden. In low to Camby. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
I tell you what, he'll get some of those hustle points if he keeps boxing out like that.
Pushing it up. And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goal. Back to Harden. Camby dishes to Harden. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch. Parsons with it. Now guarded by Dunleavy. The lead now cut to single digits. Brooks outside. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Brooklyn, this team continues to be quicker to the ball.
Clutch the pass to Deng. That's good.
And guys, Deng has developed three-point line, but he really likes to go to that mid-range area. One or two dribbles into the paint, he'll rise up and shoot right over the top. But you know, an excellent offensive player, pretty efficient in his scoring. But most of his post-ups end up in fadeaway jump shots, and that's why he doesn't get to the line very often.
Outside. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there inside Boozer. Working on Jones. From 6 away. And it's Chicago scoring again. Camby with it. Back to Harden. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Boozer a screen on Harden. In low to Boozer. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Tried by Brooks. Kicks it out to Harden. Fires from deep. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks. And here comes Harden. Leading the fast break. Parsons with it. He's picked up by Dent. And Parsons gets it to go. Here's Clutch. Launches it. It's rebounded by Parsons. Parsons got 6 rebounds in the game. Position. Here's Harden. And a foul call on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot.
Offense just getting right to the rim, but at least they saved the layup with the foul.
That's old school basketball rules. I mean, at the end of the day, no easy layup. Earn it from the line.
So he gets them both.
No problem for him there. You just know what the result's going to be when he steps to the line in a tight game like this.
Chicago's guys are not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. I mean, now's the time to use the clock to your advantage. Take your time. Milk the clock a little bit.
Brooks gets to Parsons. It's good!
Oh, what a basket in at the perfect time.
How about the courage and backbone of this guy? Wow.
15 seconds left in the game. Here's Clutch. Nine feet out. So it's a narrow victory for the Rockets, pulling it out for the W. And Clark, you know, it was quite a nail-biter.
Yeah, it was tight. Their guys were able to come up with big plays down the stretch, and that's the difference.
So that'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke.
Kept this team alive with that shot at the end, but it didn't fall. Do you think you could have worked for a better shot, or maybe you should have passed the ball off?
Nah, I had a pretty good look. You can always argue that there might have been a better opportunity, but when the clock's running down, you don't really have the luxury of setting things up until they're perfect, you feel me? I think that under the circumstances, we got as good a shot as we could have expected. It just didn't fall this time, and we got the loss. It's not the outcome I would have liked, but it's over and done with now. Time to move on, my man.